Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be looking at the Aliens Fireteam presentation here that's just dropped. The reason why I'm covering this is primarily because Colonial Marines was an absolute shit show, and Isolation was a very good game for the Aliens franchise, and then they've gone back to this like Colonial Marines style theming, so we'll get to see what I think it's Cold Iron Studio has done here. I watched this a little while ago. It's pretty cool. It starts with this opening that's kind of reminiscent of the films, you know, where you're just going in and exploring the environment. You can see everything's lit up, primarily with the shoulder lamps. We've got some pulse rifle. We got a smart gun here. This is set 20 years, I think 25 years after the movie, so that they don't overlap the lore or try and do like a Gearbox where they introduced their own story and said, oh, it was going to be made canon, and then they messed up that much that it was removed from canon. But the thing that's cool about this so far is when we look at this, I'll probably mention it again a little bit later, but the way that they've rendered this, it looks a lot like the Isolation engine, or at least the visuals look very similar to it, which is pretty good. It invokes that kind of visual style and accuracy. The lighting in Isolation was really important, and overall the atmosphere was really cool, so it's nice to at least see that. We got somebody that's got a shotgun here with some extra shells on the side. We got the guy with the smart gun over here and the guy with the pulse rifle. You get to see we got more stuff going in. We got flares, and here we get to see an alien in the background moving in the shadows. I think this is pre-rendered at the moment, primarily because later on it switches to gameplay. It's just the way that it looks as well. So here we go, we got some gameplay. There's some weird stuff that you can see throughout with the pathing on the AI. We've got some bullets traveling down range here. It's lighting up the environment. Again, it says it's alpha gameplay footage. In alpha, a lot of stuff can be changed or added. They're really trying to polish this up and kind of get a feel for the environments and the gameplay before they go ahead with doing beta, where they really refine things. So at the moment, you can expect, you know, a couple of hiccups here and there. The pathing is a little bit funny, you'll notice on some of these shots with the AI, like I've said again. You'll notice they do this weird thing where they'll travel towards the player and then they'll sharply zigzag. It's in a couple of areas, which is noticeable. It has me kind of concerned, because they miss large opportunities to flank the players. Here we can see the armor. It's a little bit different to the normal Colonial Marines armor that you see from the films. They've got the kind of usual boots and usual chest armor, but then it's slightly tweaked. It has this like Division style exoskeleton going over the top. Honestly, don't know what that's about. I think they've kept some of the weapons here from Gearbox's games in terms of the ideas. It looks like that anyway, because this on the back here does not look like a pulse rifle. It looks more like an SMG. Here we can see, I think, what looks like the same SMG. This looks like a pulse rifle with a red dot on, and then this other person looks like they've got an SMG here with what looks like a stock on that can fold. But we got to see a close-up there of the red dot as well, just to the side. This shows off what looks like another environment with the AI crawling across the wall here. Here we get to see a different take on what looks like the SMG. We've got what looks like a smaller firearm here, almost like a pistol, and the smart gun. You can see the AI in this shot. This looks like a large, like, open area to this mining facility they're apparently meant to be in. But we can see, if you focus around the center of the screen here, I go back to it, you can see the AI having a little bit of trouble pathing. We got this guy running straight at us here. This looks straight out of Isolation right now. You can see them running away. Somebody's running backwards and shooting with what looks like a standard pulse rifle. We got the shoulder lamps, and we've got the aliens just pouring out of this section here. And then we've got what looks like a pulse rifle with maybe a box mag here. I'm not entirely sure. This looks like the a hived up area, primarily because of the geometry on the walls and stuff. There we go. We get to see a close up of the scope on the pulse rifle there. That's probably taken A little bit from Colonial Marines. I could be wrong on that. I think maybe it's just a little bit to add in for character customization or just for, you know, weapon customization to add a little bit more personal touch to the game and make it feel as though you're actually impacting, you know, how well your weapon does in combat and how it looks. Either way, it's a neat little gameplay mechanic. Makes it feel as though the player is actually affecting changes in gameplay. We're just watching a lot of fodder right now. Here we can see, there we go. There's a close-up shot of that pulse rifle. It's changed slightly. The overall silhouette and design looks kind of the same, but they've made it a little bit more boxy and changed a little bit the design. We don't have that underslung grenade launcher here on this one. The shroud for the barrel is a little bit bigger. We've got that huge box mag on the bottom here, and then we've got the scope. Can't quite see what this person's holding, but yeah, definitely this Division style. There's sort of an exosuit going on, although not everybody has it, so I'm wondering what that's about. Here we can just see about, what, another 10 to 15 aliens on screen right now. Don't know what's going on with this weapon here. That looks completely new. We're seeing new areas and new characters every so often. It's a lot of quick switching. This, I'm not entirely sure what this weapon is because it looks almost like a minigun or a double-barreled shotty or something. We got this temple-looking area almost. I don't know what that's about. We got some carvings on the walls back there that make it look like it's some xenomorph stuff. That's going to be cool. We got aliens that spit acid, so those are very similar to the ones in Colonial Marines. Hell, the even glow, which look like the ones from Colonial Marines. Not good when you're comparing a game that looks kind of interesting to Colonial Marines a lot. You get to see somebody get jumped there. I imagine that's one of the variants of alien, because they said they're going to have like 20 types of alien in here. So I reckon this is one of the variants that pounces and just pins you to the floor, a bit like the Hunter from Left 4 Dead. We got another close-up of them shooting down range at more aliens. I'd love to see them get swarmed more and see the different types. We've got what looks like a backpack here. I don't know what that's about. I'm assuming it's to do with the different gear that you can get. Maybe there's different loadout types or whatever. Ah, here we go. So that was a grenade launcher. This thing that this character's carrying is a grenade launcher. It's firing explosive rounds. Got a character with a shotgun here yet again, but it doesn't have the additional rounds on the side of it. Trying to get some good shots from YouTube here. Here we can see that explosion going off from a different angle while somebody's opening a door in the background. Absolutely love these effects. Here's the concerning bit that I think a lot of people pick up on, not just the environment here looking a lot like Colonial Marines, but it's the fact that they have combat cyborgs in this, so it looks like it. You can see the synthetic blood bleeding out of them, so it looks like these might be related to Weyland-Yutani, but they're carrying not pulse rifles. They look a little bit like the sniper rifle from the Alien vs Predator first-person game done by Rebellion. That was done in, I think, 2010, 2011? I could be wrong, but yeah, it looks like that a little bit. Then we've got Flamethrower going on in the hive here. The one thing that concerns me about this shot is the fact that the AI's pathing, again, is a little bit crazy right now. It's supposed to be random, but you'll see the AI run all up this side and don't choose to flank the player from this side or come over the railings or anything. So it's one of those where I'm not entirely sure. Let's just go back here and play it. You can see they all kind of flank round the player rather than, well, this side rather than directly rushing at, because a lot of them flank to the left, then come in from the side and even run past. Like around the back of him, you can see an alien, instead of bothering to do anything, is just run completely past him. And I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, so we're getting more Isolation vibes here. I can't, not Isolation, sorry, Colonial Marines. This bit is cool, holding down a hallway with what looks like a smart gun. and a pulse rifle. Looks pretty neat, looks familiar. But then we've got this bit, the connecting bridge. This just screams Colonial Marines here. I know it's not two ships, it looks like part of the mining facility joined by a corridor, but it just screams Colonial Marines too much. Here we've got this person with what looks like the grenade launcher on the back again, and what looks like a larger shoulder lamp or something. We've got what looks like the alarm going off, so it's possible that at some point, not only do you have to hold out, but you have to either get to the escape pods or escape it before it explodes, maybe? Here we get to see an interior shot of that connecting bridge with all the AI running. Now they're climbing down surfaces. We get to see inside the hive here, we got some facehuggers going on. And there we go, we get to see the reveal of the facehugger there. This guy's trying to keep it off his face. The other guy in the background is getting ready to shoot it. This one, I don't know whether this is just the way they've cut it. But this alien just looks like it's just stood there waiting to get shotgunned in the face. You'd expect it to be kind of either jumping at him or be a bit closer. Instead, it just bang, shotgun to the face, just completely obliterated. Don't know what's going on with that. Kind of concerning. We've got these named sections. This is what looks like the Bashi Tower section A. I'm assuming that, a bit like Isolation, all the environment is split up and you move throughout the mining station through all of this trying to survive. We can see a guy getting grabbed in what looks like going to be head bite there. We've got another guy in the background trying to save him. Here we've got one of the charging aliens from Colonial Marines yet again. Just running down a corridor. At least it's a little bit more terrifying in this sort of situation. Because of the lack of room to move. Again, we got this pulse rifle or an SMG. Not entirely sure what's going on there with it. On the backpack, we got the smart gun and a flamethrower by the look of it. Could be wrong. But I'm hoping this thing is a bullet sponge and just mauls the hell out of players. We don't actually get to see what happens before it cuts to a guy getting the shotgun out and blowing an alien's face off with it. Then we got another person getting stabbed through the chest here by one of these aliens. This looks so gory. And then it shows the hive again. And then the queen. The reveal of the queen. So yeah, I don't know what Cold Iron have done. I tried having a look at them beforehand and I couldn't find any history of what they've done. Apparently they're made up of industry vets. But I honestly cannot find any sort of history as to what they've done in the past by just a quick search. Apparently they've been bought up by one of these companies a couple of times. They've been bought by Fox and then Disney, I think. It's confusing in terms of what the history is and how everybody can find out whether or not they should get some sort of enjoyment out of this or whether they should be excited about it. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm probably going to wait on this. As are a lot of people, I imagine, given how bad Colonial Marines was. Isolation was the right step forward for the franchise, but it seems like since then they've decided that, you know what, we'll just go back to the Aliens franchise because we like shooters. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's whatever they want to do with it. It's their franchise. At the end of the day, like I said, I imagine a load of people are going to hold off on this just because of how badly they got burned by the last Colonial Marines themed game, which was Colonial Marines. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you get from this footage, and are you going to get it on launch, or are you going to wait like everybody else? You see in the comments section on YouTube here, there are a lot of people that are doing the same thing, saying like, oh, I got tricked by Colonial Marines, so I'll wait. You know, the whole trailer, they have nothing to show other than generic soldiers shooting aliens. It's one of those where people are kind of not exactly hyped about it. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'll see you in the comments section, and I'll see you later on. Bye!